adventurers, and welcome back to the AfterLARP podcast. My name is Ella, I play the Songbird of Portavas.
My name is Stephen, and I am the Sweetsmith of Hammerstadt. Yes, this is the AfterLARP podcast, the podcast that takes place straight after LARP, and we have just arrived back from Menhir's Fate for the fourth and final event of the LARP season for Menhir's Fate.
It's a very special episode today because not only are we kind of recapping, well, we're definitely recapping this last event, but it's the last event of the first year of Menhir's Fate, which is very special. It's got me all in my feelings.
Yeah, we will do a full kind of, general recap and, how it went as a separate episode, but we kind of, some of this will come into the whole as we go.
As we go, absolutely, yes. Yeah. Should we get into the recap?
Yeah, let's get into the recap.
Let's just go.
Yep.
So, I think the most important thing that we need to cover about this last event is that we were at a brand new site.
Yes.
We were not at Bygrave Woods. We were, in fact, at Weston Park, which is up near Telford, which is up near Birmingham.
Yes. It is it's the site where Curious Pastimes hosts two of their events every year. I believe they do two up there and two down a bit more south. So it's very well known to LARP. It's a stunning site.
Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous, with deer, with trees, like full proper trees.
Old growth oaks, big, there's a massive dead tree in the middle of camp, which is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I will link some of the photographers down in the dibbly below. So go and check them out and have a little look at some of the site pictures, not just all the fun, also just see all of the fun LARPers having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Maybe see yourself if you're watching this. I've seen a few people that I do know in those pictures, and that's lovely to see. But yeah, it was gorgeous. It was. We'll talk about the kind of setup as a little bit onwards. But yeah, so that was the site. We kind of arrived on Thursday, set ourselves up. We went out to get some food. We came back, and that's about all we did.
Not a lot of time to do things on the Thursday. We've been to LARPs in the past where you could arrive on site from 1 o'clock. Gives you a little bit of time to socialise, a little bit of time to do some shopping, both at the traders and if you need to go and grab emergency supplies. But for Menhir's Fate, we can only get on site from 3 o'clock, and those 2 hours do make a difference.
Yeah. Also, the fact that it's now winter.
Yes.
We're moving, or like the end of autumn, we're moving into winter, so it gets dark quick.
It does.
At 6:30, it was, sunset and then getting dark. Very little lighting. Obviously, they did let us know.
Yes, they did ahead of time.
We're very much, we don't have as much lighting as we had at Bygrave. Bring your own lighting if you want to see, but I don't think it was as bad as I think people were worried about.
No, it's never going to be pitch black, and they did have some lighting around. They had floodlights in the woods when they were going to be doing nighttime skirmishes and things. And lots of the people who had in-character camps were also bringing their own lighting.
Yeah.
And the guilds were lit as well, so there was always places that you could go, and there were always sources of light.
And then, of course, you can always just go and warm yourself by a fire with someone else, someone you don't know. Just go and get that community feeling. I think that's one of the biggest things about MF that I've realised over this year, is that there is a massive community feeling with this LARP. We're all there to have a good time with each other and enable each other's fun.
Yeah, and there'll be more on that later.
Yes.
So Thursday was a very chilled day. We got the tents up, we had some food, went to sleep, as we said. Friday, we engaged in a little bit of a side quest in the morning.
Yes.
Because there is a zoo about a 15-minute drive from the site, which I was very excited for. So we went on a little side quest to see the zoo, to see all the animals. Good place, would recommend.
Yeah,
if we're there next year, we'll try and get a bigger group to come along.
Yep, maybe get a little video of the zoo.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
And then we got back on Friday, kind of afternoon time. We just relaxed a little bit, set ourselves up, went round the traders. We're in the market for some new foci and swords, but we're wanting to go custom.
Absolutely wanted to go custom with that.
Yeah, so that's a future thing, but we might commission that over the long dark. And then just got ourselves ready to go.
Yeah, kind of. So we had one friend who was joining us on the Thursday.
Yes.
And then we had our other friend who was only going to be able to join us from the Friday at around time in. So it was a little bit of a rush for them.
Yeah, and it was also kind of that moment in, well, I'm going to be real here. I'm going to be very serious.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Okay, that's fine. It's a very large OC camping field. You don't need to camp right on top of another group. And like we were purposefully keeping a space for them. And so, you know, occasionally we did have people say like, oh yeah, people are coming, you know, we've got some people coming. And then they would move like maybe 5 meters in close. Like if your guys are overlapping another tent, you're too close.
Yeah, especially in the OC camp where you don't have a designated camping area like you do in the IC space.
It was
It's
a massive
big field,
space.
and like we got there quite early, so we managed to like stake out quite a large area for our group. And we had to like, it was quite exhausting having to defend it.
Yeah,
Like
when you're in the tent,
times.
you suddenly hear someone coming in, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm really sorry, but we've got someone coming here." It's just spread out a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I'll make friends in the field, in the IC field.
Yeah, I don't want to make friends with the person I'm sleeping a tent over from.
Especially if you snore really loudly.
But that's okay, because we might not be camping in the OC space next
We
year.
won't be camping in the OC space next year.
Again, more on that later.
Indeed. That was my one moan. That was my one moan of the last 5 minutes.
Moving on. Should we jump straight to time in? I don't think
Yeah,
there
was
was
let's
anything
jump
else
to
on the Friday.
I put my tattoos on.
Yeah. They've held up quite
They've
well,
held up
actually.
really
yeah.
well this event.
Like-
So we timed in.
We timed in.
You timed in Portobus.
I did.
What happened in Portobus? Because I wasn't there.
We did our usual, like, welcome to the event, here's what's going on, does anyone have anything important that they want to share with the group so people can find people? I discovered kind of before time in, just from a logistical standpoint, that the Lantern Plot skirmish that I was meant to be going on last event, that we did cover in the last recap, if you haven't watched that, go and watch it, it would be happening at 8 o'clock that evening. So my 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock, well really till 9:30, 10 o'clock, was very busy. I was signing up names for people, I was going around different nations. I had enlisted some help from some Cimidonians at the last event, but unfortunately their monstering slot clashed with the time of this skirmish, so we had to go around and get more people.
So they obviously went and decided to come to the other insane people of the field that would happily go on a deadly skirmish, and they came over to Hammerstadt.
Yeah. Yep.
So yes, Hammerstadt time in. We did our usual circle. We are still I think we are now officially the smallest nation.
Oh really?
I think the Wonder have now added a few extras. But yes, we timed in. We had our introductions. We're now just introducing coteries rather than individuals because it just takes too long. We would be there for about until the next day. So we were just kind of working around ourselves. Just doing our in character role play stuff. Ella Saphira came over to me and asked if we would want to go on this skirmish, and I whipped up a few of our finest Hammerstadters. I think I invited everyone who wanted to come. I'm kind of glad the majority didn't come, because I think if more people did come, there would have been
deaths.
And then we also had 3 brand new LARPers. They had joined the Guild of Healers that a Hammerstadter has set up, and they were kind of starting to join it. And I was chatting to them, and I said, "Look, we're going on this skirmish. It is deadly. We've been told it's deadly. More on how deadly in a moment.
Yeah.
But you don't have to come. But I think it would be a really good experience for you." And they all agreed. Admittedly, they were terrified. However, and
yeah, fair enough.
They were magnificent.
They were incredible.
It was just very much the perfect thing for a new LARPer to just yes and go, yep, sure. And I was genuinely really proud of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the skirmish in question is part of ongoing plot for Portavas, where we had been given a boon from a god that we had chosen that would invite an excursion into a dangerous place to get an artifact. The dangerous place was the elemental sphere of water.
Yep.
So we had 2 lanterns that would keep us safer, and we had to go in, retrieve this thing, fight all the monsters, and get back out.
Really cool, interesting idea.
Really cool plot.
Yeah, really cool. And you know, props to the writers of it, because it was dynamic. It was something that I don't think I'd experienced in any kind of LARP or that,
No.
where it is, you know, this radius, this kind of we did find out the next day where it came from.
Yes.
And if you're a fan of a certain Dungeons and Dragons themed recent very popular video game, you might know kind of what that is in the Shadowlands, and being damaged or killed if you leave the light.
It was a very cool concept. We have sort of given some feedback already that the execution was probably not as good as it could have been. And unfortunately on this skirmish we achieved the objective, but we did lose quite a few.
We lost 5 people.
5 people.
Of 36?
Yeah, it was just under the 40 cap.
Yeah. And I think...
I mean, one of those 5 was one of the Portavan threads.
Yep.
I feel like that's quite important to mention. Yep. And boy, did my character feel guilty about that.
We lost 3 Morvalis that came along, and then one other Portavan
person who was also one of my character's friends that I feel really guilty about.
Yeah.
It was a difficult fight.
It was a difficult fight.
I'm
I'm gonna be hypercritical at this point. It shouldn't have been at night.
No.
Because we had a group of refs that were essentially just being the bubble.
Yes, yeah.
And it was the distance from walking, and this is... I'm going to put up the map of the field that we had. This is where the skirmish started. This is where we had to walk to. And when you're in a bubble and being attacked constantly, and you can't move quickly, we should have moved quicker.
We should have moved quicker.
We should have moved a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It took about half an hour to get to that location, find this thing, and then half an hour to get back.
Yeah. It took a lot longer than I was expecting.
Yeah, and we were constantly being attacked by very talented skirmish crew. We love the skirmish crew. Love
skirmish crew.
I need 20% less.
Yeah.
In this encounter. I want 100% more skirmish crew.
Yes.
In general, because they're all the loveliest people in the world. But yeah, it was because it was so dark. We had a man down call, which is where someone gets OC injured, and we have to literally stop play, all kneel down to make sure that everything's that. They got taken out of the encounter just to get to the gate to be safe.
Yeah.
And that was one of the new healers.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, that was one of the new healers.
Apparently, we as a group dealt with that really well.
Yeah.
To the point where skirmish crew said, "Well done on that."
The
refs really good.
The refs were really good, and I think as well the calls that were being done weren't the right calls for that event.
No, and that is something we gave immediate feedback after this encounter, because they were using a call called Stagger, where if you're hit with it, you have to take 3 big steps back. When you're in a death donut, when you're in a very tightly packed ball, you can't take steps backwards. So we did give the feedback that should potentially, in future situations like this, be replaced with stun. Yeah,
and it was, I think it just ended in crushes, mild crushes, potential injuries, things like that, and poor communication from some of the people on the skirmish.
Yeah, I had to scream a lot. And it was very stressful. I didn't do any of the fighting, but I was still very stressed that entire time. Yeah. To the point where I dropped my accent, because it was more important that I was heard than for me to be in character fully. Yeah,
and I'd taken 3 new healers, 2 Morvalans who had just signed up. They weren't new, but they had signed up to come with us as well from Gosh, and 5 Hammerstatters,
Yeah.
I felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility for essentially a third of the field that I had wrangled in purely to help Saphira.
Also, with this skirmish, we were told that we needed water weavers there with us, who are not going to be super tanky people. So we had a block of healers and a block of weavers that we had to protect. I think we probably could have done with trying to get a few more clanky people.
Yeah. I'll be honest, the water weavers weren't needed. That bit of side plot fell away quickly. We could have replaced those with a bunch of good clanky people.
Yeah, I mean, water weavers do have some good combat stuff.
They do.
And our friend, my first mate, is a water weaver, and she was having a great time. In battles, not specifically this one. But for me, it felt like a big battle in a Sea of Thieves game, where it just went on a little too long. It overstayed its welcome and it stopped being fun.
It was, and again, I'm not criticising the design of it. I'm not criticising I'm not criticising the refs. I'm not criticising the skirmish crew. I'm not criticising, any part of it. I'm just saying that there were major issues that should have been rectified, and I see my character is very unhappy with one other person because at no point did we get any kind of thanks for risking our lives with this very serious deadly skirmish. Hammerstatters put their life on the line.
They did,
and went down a lot.
Yeah.
We all took it. Two of my very, very, very close friends on the field went down, and it would be nice. You came over and thanked every single one of them personally. You thanked all the healers that came. You paid your respect to the dead. The other leader didn't.
Yeah, so that took up most of Friday.
That was all of Friday, and by then I was spent.
Yeah, and I am a bard when I'm not doing plot stuff and when I'm not doing magic stuff. And so
the songbird is a bard?
I know, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? But coming back from a skirmish where I have shredded my voice trying to keep everyone together and everyone alive, whilst also being hyper vigilant, making sure that no one, as far as I can physically possibly do, making sure that everyone comes back as safe as possible, to then learn that one of my character's good friends has died and one of our threads has died, and there were losses that I couldn't stop, was very rough. And I couldn't sing for all of Friday night. My throat hurt massively. So I think because it was like 9:30 when we came back from that skirmish, and we're not late risers. We did do a few more things. I can't quite remember them off the top of my head, but
I can't remember too much. I went over to the Healers Guild and made sure that the 3 healers came in, because they had more than proved themselves that they were incredibly talented at what they did, and they deserve the recognition and the entry to the guild. And I did also then threaten the guild master that if he didn't let him in,
things would happen.
He'd be next on the plate.
Yes. I think we briefly spent some time at the rum locker, but not a great amount of time. And then we got quite an early night, I think. So that was Friday. Saturday started by paying our respects and thanking people. Saturday was also a very busy day for weavings for me.
Yes, we did a lot of weavings.
What did you get up to on Saturday
We did
morning?
the treasure hunters.
Oh,
we had the treasure hunters come and ask to go and rob a blind old man.
Oh yes, there was a plot line where someone had taken some music, like a really brief, important piece of music,
and then was tearing it up and using it as firewood, and we had to go in, sneak in, and grab the bits and bobs. So proper fun. It was the first stealth mission and dungeon stealth mission that we'd done.
Yeah, so we went back to the dungeon, which was great fun. It was a really fun mission actually.
It was.
I quite liked it because it was a small group of us. I think there was about 8 or 9 in the first wave.
There was 8 of us in the first wave, and then 9 in the second one, I think.
And it was fun because it was a lot of our friends from Port Arvis and your friends from Hammerstadt. So it was a nice group. We all kind of knew each other. And it was really fun. I found a myth. I found a flicker.
I found 5 myths.
You found 5 myths.
Yeah.
It was a very, very profitable little quest for us. And there was ongoing plot with that, and we'll get onto that when
Yep.
we get to Saturday evening. But yeah, it was very fun. Got to see one of my friends from the previous LARP.
Yes.
Because she was playing the NPC that dragged us into
Yeah.
this. So that was very nice.
And I got to, and we, it was just a little bit of silliness, I think, certainly to break the tension of the day before.
Yes.
Which is what's needed, and I think that's a key element of this game, is that it's not all serious.
Yeah. There's silly and there's serious, and they go like this.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go like this.
And then there was also a healer's challenge. So the whole thing, we were in Valdraith.
Yes.
Haven had manifested in Valdraith, and part of that was this tournament of stories, this huge kind of grand tourney, where throughout the event, aspects and gods and the nation support and people would hand out favours if you earned them, and that would get you entry into the tournament at the end, or you could name a champion to do it. And there was a healing challenge, which we came back to, where essentially someone had turned up and just kept injuring one person, and then the person that was healing the physic would just work and find the way through it, which was good fun to watch. It was very
good fun
silly.
to watch. I did help with one of them.
You did?
Because a lot of the wounds need other skills to help. Which I think is a really fun way of doing it, because it gets people involved. So there was one that was screaming for a water weaver, and there was one that screamed for a fable weaver.
Yeah, it says like, oh yeah, you need an advanced physician and someone who is an apothecary, or someone who is a fable weaver, and then it'll have the wound cards are really interesting, and it'll say like, oh, you need 2 minutes of additional role play to, you know, get their rhythm back.
But it was so fun to watch, especially because the people who were doing it from Hammerstadt were the Peacocks.
Yeah. There was another Hammerstadt that was doing it on
was there?
Yes,
Okay.
and they're the ones that won, I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Peacocks lost because they were only meant to do 5 wounds, but they did 6 instead.
Oh. See, I thought it was a thing of whoever
No, it was
wins.
the first to 5.
Oh.
And they just kept injuring him. But that's, you know, that's kind
Poor
of one
guy.
of the funniest things. But he did get a boon, I believe.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then we kind of continued on. Then we had a skirmish, a little mini skirmish against rat people. They are not people who are rats. They are just like smelly people.
They don't have whiskers and tails, which I was very disappointed about.
That was what other people did. They're the people of the sewers, I believe. I wasn't really paying attention. We were just fighting each other. But that was a fun little Hammerstadt skirmish, which always ends in
a scrap.
Yeah. Yes. So that's kind of what we did, and I think kind of after that, I just kind of helped you wrangle weavers, and we had a forge weaving as well in Hammerstadt that I was wrangling. There was talk of me going on another skirmish, but that never really came to fruition.
I think that's a next year thing.
Yeah,
isn't
I think that's going to come up next year. Basically, the majority of the things I did, other than I stood outside the weaving tent while Saphira and everyone was weaving, pointed to random people, said, "Are you a weaver?" And if they said yes, I said, "Right, get in the tent."
Yep.
Are you a weaver? Get in the tent. And it's like, I'm not asking. I'm putting, you're going in. Come on. Weave is in the tent. Everybody in the tent.
Yeah. So the weavings in question, we had quite a lot of them to do. So we had, I think it was like a good chunk of time, wasn't it? So the thing with weavings is that they can be silly, they can be important, and they can range from teaching rats how to carry messages all the way up to big world-changing revelations and plot. And I think I helped with a good few that did a lot of in that range, covered a lot of that spectrum.
Some very interesting things.
Yes, very interesting things. So the first one I did was helping with a Portavan fable weaving, which was on the higher end of that scale, so I'm not going to talk about it at all. And then we did a lot of stuff in the afternoon, including all the stuff that you've just talked about. And then in the evening, sort of early evening, our friend and my first mate was running and / leading a water weaving to help with the ongoing otter plot that's happening in Portavis, to cleanse the floating otter sanctuary from all the nasty seaweed that was making the otters really lethargic. So she spent a lot of the weekend running around getting that ready. We found the Hansels last time, so it was just getting the
amount of weavers you need.
A number of weaving levels that we needed.
Which was good fun, and a lot of we moved it around so that we could get. We know that the Wonder have quite a lot of water weavers, and also we've got a friend in the Wonder who we really wanted to join in.
Yes.
And it was nice to just move the weaving to a later time so that they could enjoy it and we could get the numbers up.
So yeah, in total, I think I spent about an hour. Because we did the forge weaving, we did the weaving that I led, which I'll get onto in a minute. We did the Earth Wonder weaving. There was another one after that I can't fully remember.
There was, I think there was an air weaving. It's all very confusing. It's weavings the whole way down.
It's weavings the whole way down.
But if that's the game you're playing, then it's brilliant to just have that extra kind of you just spending the 15 minutes, even if you're there just banging a drum or engaging something or listening to their tale, it helps with their weaving.
Yeah. The weavings are the only time I used my skills this event, and I definitely did get stuck into them. So the weaving that I led was by request of one of our good friends in Portavis, who was running for the election in Portavis this event, which was the Speaker of the Keeper of the Books, which is sort of information gathering. And one of the criteria for this election was they had to find out and share a secret that no one else knows. And they had the wonderful idea of asking to do a fable weaving, to ask the Menhir to share something with us that it is not shared with anyone else. Which was really fun. So we did...
And concerning,
which we're not going to go into because... Redacted. Heavily redacted.
Find out in play.
Come and join us next year and find out in play. So yeah, I spent a little bit of time. They sort of handled getting most of the Hansels. I don't think we had any carded Hansels. It was all fairly easy stuff. One was a spyglass, which I just had on me the whole time. And it turned into like a really lovely... We just sat down and we had tea with the Menhir. And we shared our secrets. And the Menhir shared one with us, and it was really nice. For a first weaving that I've ever led.
To see it, because I was watching from the outside while also kind of, wrangling the bigger, because I knew you wanted to keep a smaller, more intimate weaving. But to kind of see it was so different to the other weavings that I'd seen, where everyone is standing and moving dramatically around, big hand movements, all of this, and then just like a little circle in front of the Menhir, all sat down cross-legged with cups of tea. It was wonderful to see, and that shows again the difference in how you perform these weavings, how you set them, and it also shows that it's a bit silly. It's
very silly. We had tea with a big fake rock.
A big polystyrene rock.
But it's like the weavings are like, I don't think they're my favourite aspect of the game, but they are so cool. They like going in, I knew I wanted to be a magic-y person because of the weavings, and I think it's really paid off, and I'm really glad I got to do as many as I did. The forge weaving that we helped with,
Meryl ran it
so good. So good. And then Saturday evening was again quite a chilled one. I think we didn't go out. We definitely didn't go out and do any more fighting. We kind of swore off fighting a little bit.
There was the second part of the
Oh yes, the second part of the Treasure Hunters,
which we didn't go to because it started raining.
It started to rain, and they needed bards for it, and I didn't want to take my guitar out in the rain.
There was 60 bards, and your guitar is not cheap and not rainable.
No. My bargain with myself when I brought that guitar to LARP was, I'm only going to use it if it's nice weather. So we went back to the rum locker. So we went back to the rum locker, and by that time, my voice had actually recovered enough. We grabbed one of the guys from behind the bar. I don't know his IC name. I do need to ask for next year. Who taught us a song that was used in one of the water weavings.
Was that the Song of Portofus?
Yes, yeah, he'd written the Song of Portofus.
I quite liked it. I remember seeing him practicing it outside the Menhir tent. It was
really
nice
good. Yeah.
Because now you have a Portofus song, and we have Hammerstedt Steel.
Yes. So we sang with him a bit, and then we just kept playing,
just jamming out.
We grabbed our friend from Serenity, who's one of the bards that I've been singing with all year. We just had a nice little sing-song. We got one of our threads to sing the song that she'd written at the first event that she hadn't sung since that first event.
Well, that's brilliant,
which was lovely. It was a really nice evening. Nice way to spend the end of the day.
Yeah, and Sunday was kind of filled up by this tourney that was happening, this grand tournament that was supposedly going to be happening, and we'd heard ominous omens and prophecies and things that it was going to be attacked, and there were going to be this. There was a few camping or not so much incursions. They didn't come into the camp, but they stood on the outside and had a big old fight. One in the morning in Valdraith, and one on the Hammerstedt side, and the Hammerstedt one was brutal, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was a good fun fight. I have sort of learned that with the changes to weaving since the second event, that trying to do any of my rights in battle is just not going to be fun. So I ended up spending that fight being sort of like a battle runner. I had my buckler out, but I didn't have any weapons. And I was just grabbing people who went down and bringing them back to the healers, and I think that worked quite well.
It worked quite well. It's such an important group to have are the healer runners, so they can run in, because a lot of the time now, and the skirmish captains and the monsters are learning this and they're using it, is that when people fall, they're then going in front of them. So I'm tempted to rejig my skills around and potentially pick up stun. And then I can stun someone, run in, grab them, and get out. Regeneration, because then I can run in, grab them, even if I go down, regeneration, run, grab, and hit that. That's that, because it was a few times where I was like, that person is running out of time, we need to get to them. Lots of good healing roleplay. Did a lot of healing.
No, it was good fun. I did manage to grab at least 2 of our friends and bring them back. Which felt good. And
then the tourney happens, which we knew that something bad was going to happen.
Oh, we also had the election.
Oh, we had the election.
And our friend did win the election.
Yay!
There was
That's
them
brilliant.
and one other person running for it, which did mean that it was quite nice, because whichever way it went, the other one would be serving as their second.
And you know, while the second person, the person that lost, genuinely lovely person.
Yes, so nice.
It's and you know, they could have won. But we were back in, or you were back in it.
Yes, back to the tourney.
Yes, the tourney. So we knew that the tourney was going to go wrong. And we'd heard that the tourney was either going to have some fighting, we were going to be attacked during the tourney, or before the tourney, or after the tourney finished. And we were told that there would be assassins with poison in the crowd. Not just in the combat crowd as well. So there were some in the non-combat crowd. And I took it upon myself with a few others to just go around and search out those ones that, basically, if you were in Hammerstedt were all stood together. So if a Valdraithi walks up to them, you know it's probably not going to be someone you know or a good person. So we were just looking for anything out of the ordinary. We noticed one instantly, because he had his red bandana with his eye on it. And I had my lovely Justicar priest. I just went, if he goes for the knife, drop him. And he was stood right behind him the entire time. He's quite an imposing plate mail dude. He did get poisoned when the attack did happen.
So because we knew that it was going to be poison, I remembered that the first event I had traded an essence for some flicker and an antidote. So I had my little bottle of antidote in my pocket, ready to go, like whenever it happened. And I'm actually quite glad it paid off. I'm not glad that he got poisoned.
No.
But I heard you say he's been poisoned, and I ran over, gave him the bottle, and told him to drink it.
Instantly. And that's the thing about that, because as an advanced physician, I can reset poison, and the water weavers, so we knew all the water weavers, and they were ready to nullify the poisons as well. And then I could just keep the poison at bay while they were casting their right, and then we had plans together. And then I did some really there was some weird wounds, wasn't there?
Yeah, people coming out of the Tourney.
Or not even in the they weren't even in the Tourney.
There were some people in the Tourney that came out, and you healed one person that just sort of fell on us, dying, which was great fun.
And then another one of my Hammerstatters was covered in strange black script.
Oh yeah, so what happened with the Tourney is the Tourney finished, and then the person that had been prophesied, foretold to come through came through, and at that time we were then attacked by a faction of corrupted that we've not dealt with on the field before. The Terror. So there was a lot of nasty wounds coming from that. A lot of really interesting things, like the cultists that came through. When we killed them, the morticians were looking them over, and they all had like surgical scars.
Yeah, they were stitched up.
And
people.
It was quite gruesome. And there was some really horrible wounds coming off it,
covered in this kind of strange black tendril script around their faces. So yeah, we had some good that. It was just a really interesting way of having a final bout. Hammerstadt did pretty well in that fight.
Yeah, I mean it was a good fight because it felt like a finale.
Yeah,
it was over quite quickly, but the aftermath went on for quite a while because there were these weird wounds that were going on, and because everyone just sort of went into investigation mode. Yeah, which was really fun to see, actually. Yeah.
And most importantly, Hammerstadt, we're still 100%.
Yeah, Hammerstadt can't die.
We can't.
No.
You know, not even the gods can kill a Hammerstadt.
Portavas weren't so lucky this event.
No.
We lost 3 in total. Yeah. And then after the big battle, we just sort of chilled.
Yeah, by the end of the battle, it was about 2:30.
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of time to do anything. So we went back to the rum locker and we sat down and we had a chat with people.
Yep, I went to Hammerstadt. We finished with a final Hammerstadt boast.
Yeah.
And then we just closed it out for the 3 p.m. and that's it for the year.
Yeah.
It was a very emotional ending.
It was.
Genuinely leaving Hammerstadt for the last time, I almost teared up because these people who I had never met from 6 and a bit months ago. Well, actually, less than 6 months ago.
Less than April. 6 months ago.
You've never met them. And then they suddenly become some of your closest friends in the field and things like that. Just genuinely people you can rely on and trust and have a laugh with and even have conflict and arguments with.
Yeah.
It was genuinely lovely and heartbreaking to know that, I'm not going to see you guys for 6 months probably. And, unless we do player events or things like that.
I'd love to get some player events going or just like informal meetups.
Yeah.
It's been a very, bittersweet ending to the event. Like, it's been a fantastic year, but it's really sad saying see you next year to all of our friends that were strangers.
Yeah, and that game that's still in our hearts that's going to be there next year is strange because you're just like, okay, I'm not going to be the Sweetsmith for a while. Yeah. I'm going to put the hat out, maybe design something.
Yeah, so all in our feelings about it in this recap, but genuinely what a fantastic year.
But that's the proof of it. That why was it good? Because we feel like this.
Yeah.
Because we feel so sad that we're not having an MF event in 2 months' time.
I know.
And then we're not having, literally, because I would go to, I know it would be pissing it down with rain and it would be horrible weather or freezing cold. We'd all still be there.
Yep.
Without question.
See, what you need to do is you need to do a Hammerstadt player event that's just everyone goes to an actual opera in kit.
We were thinking about doing something very fancy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shall we go on to our hot snots and forget-me-nots?
Right. Yep.
So do you want to start or shall I
I'll start. My hot is that this event. It was, and initially this event, and it started out as a bit of a knot because the whole of the year I'd been building up to running for Burgermeister of the Wheat Sheaf Syndicate, and I'd been planning it, and I'd been talking through, and even canvassing votes for a long time, and then we were told this event that the election wasn't going to happen, And I get the plot reasons why, because there aren't any burgers at the moment and there's that, but it's still kind of it was disappointing.
Yeah,
and
completely understandable.
I was disheartened and a little bit like kind of lost about, oh well, that's kind of my whole plan for this weekend gone. And so we were in but on Saturday night I became involved in some very interesting plot.
Yes.
So I received a letter, and then the letter said some things. And then we found some other people that received similar letters, and we had conversations with that. And allow me to explain what it said. Essentially, it said,
Editing Sweetsmith here. You know I'm not going to tell you what was in that letter. It's important find out and play information. Not only that, it could get him killed in the field should certain members of the Hammerstedt Charter find out the contents. Instead, please enjoy me listing various words from the Menhir's Fate wiki. Fable, weave mark, sphere, corruption, Hammerstedt, the jester, Morvalis. I'm glad you've enjoyed that. I enjoyed it too. What's your favourite word in the Menhir's Fate wiki? Why don't you leave it as a comment below? Why don't you also like and subscribe to this video? Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
But the interesting thing about all of that stuff that I just said was that it allowed me to roleplay with people I've not roleplayed with, because the others that have received the letters, two of the others specifically, I've never really had a moment to speak with. I've not dealt with them. They've just never really come into the same circles. So it's nice to have that kind of new camaraderie, and I think we'll set up probably like a little group chat on Discord to kind of, because we're also trying to work out why us.
Yeah, that's an important question, actually. Yeah.
And like the letter is very, 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 very specific.
Highly specific to
each person as well, so it's tailor made. And I just want to thank the people who wrote that kind of plotline. I'm so excited to see what comes from it. But thank you very much for just that extra moment. And it's Hammerstedt is such a political nation.
It is. It's inherently political.
Yeah, it's inherently political, and I love that vibe, because it's not, and we're not aggressive politics with each other. No. We're still working together, and we're still doing all of this.
It's still PvE, even with
still
those PvP elements.
Yeah. But I think it was fun having that extra thing, and just the shock of going, oh shit, this is
big stuff.
Yeah, this is big stuff. Goodness me. So yeah, that is my hot.
I think that's a really good hot. Yeah. And that was really interesting to see from the sidelines as well. I've got my own theories about it. So it'll be really interesting to see where that's going and if I'm completely wrong on that.
Potentially. We'll see.
My hot, we've kind of already talked about it, but it is all the weavings that I did. It's, getting to do a Hansel augury, like lead a Hansel augury for the first time, and getting to lead a weaving for the first time. It's just been, it's been a really nice culmination, because I went into this game not doing any weavings for the first two events, and then I did one or two last time, and then this weekend has just been full of them. I think going forward I'd like to sort of space myself out a little bit more, find a bit of balance. We did have a friend who came up to me on Sunday morning and was like, there's so many fable weavings happening today. I was like, yeah, I kind of need a break from not just doing fable weavings.
I need to leave the tent.
Yes, I don't want to just bring a chair into the weaving tent and sit there all day. But yeah, that was my hot. It was really fun. It's a good game. If you enjoy the sort of fetch quest aspect of trying to find specific things, and then the creativity of leading rituals, I would highly recommend the weaving game.
I do quite like the fact that you have to find the Hansels and things like that. Sometimes the Hansels will be in the auction, sometimes you'll find them in the strangest of places. I spoke to someone who was given a Hansel for healing someone in that final tournament.
Oh, really?
I was like, well, that's probably not going to be useful now, but you might want to go and give it to the bank and put it in your vault so that because someone's going to need it.
Yes.
And we were discussing some of the things like, do you charge for it? I said, well, charge as much as you're willing to say, but don't prevent someone's fun.
Yes. Moving on to knots.
Yes, knots. Okay, I'll do my knot. My knot is it's more of a concept, and I'm referring to it as hurry up and wait. This was again another issue. It's been kind of, it's an ongoing thing that no matter what happens, whenever you say, okay, something's gathering at this time, it's happening at that. The only time it didn't happen was the Friday skirmish.
Yeah.
When you said, right, arrive at 7:30, we're going to go at 8, and we arrived at 7:30 and we went at 8.
Yeah.
It's sometimes when you say, come join us, and then you get there and it's like, okay, when are we going? Yeah, we're going to go in about 5 minutes, and then it's like, okay, we're delayed by about half an hour later. Yeah. Okay, come back in about half an hour. Okay, can you come back in a little bit longer? And then you come back, and then eventually you'll come back and it's like, they've already gone.
Yeah. The organisation is something that's needed to improve all year.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it's something that can be improved between now and the next event.
Yeah.
They've got a long time to sort of iron out things. I particularly felt that with our monstering this time around, where we showed up to NPC, got asked if we could do a non-com thing that involved some running around.
And we were like, yeah, absolutely.
That sounds great fun. Got into like kit and makeup and whatever, and then got given weapons and calls.
Yeah. So that non-com suddenly became combat. And I was like, well, that's not what we signed up for.
No.
I have a cracked rib at the moment. I can't really get heavily involved in combat and running around. And specifically when monstering, that is, you are going to get clattered. You're going to roll to the floor. You're going to stand back up. You're going to get clattered again. You're going to roll to the floor, stand back up.
Yeah.
That's not something that I could do with my injury.
And it particularly felt the hurry up and wait thing, because we were told that this thing would only start at 5 and our slot was at 4.
Yeah.
And so we waited around for this and then got told that it was going to be a combat thing, so we couldn't even swap and go back to the NPCing thing that we missed out on.
Yeah, which would have seemed quite fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing that I said in the last podcast. Just do less.
Yeah.
And I know they want to fill out everyone and everyone's excited and things like that, but if it came to it and someone, the treasure hunters, I went to treasure hunters and said, yep, they got to go, a thing going on, it's going in at 11, and then it gets pushed back again. It's like, okay, I'm really sorry, it just can't go ahead. Mm-hmm. It's just do less, because it will just create that backlog.
Yeah.
And it's not a treasure hunters thing. It's not an adventurers guild thing. It's an everything thing. It's a logistics problem that kind of also bled into the food vendors as well.
Yeah.
Where they weren't open at lunch, and at night time, and at
early dinner
the time when you need to go and eat. And it's like, either I queue for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Wasting an hour and a half of my game,
or
I just don't eat.
Yeah.
Or I go and
or
I go and have some snacks from, we have quite a big snack bag because we know that there aren't enough food vendors.
No, there needs to be more next event.
And the food vendors weren't open at the right time.
No.
I don't want to have a pizza for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
No. It got to the point where myself and my friend drove off site, took an hour out of our game to go and get a McDonald's because it was the closest thing that we could get nearby.
Yeah. It's just a gripe that I've had that, I think less is more.
Yes, unless it's food vendors, in which case more is more.
Yeah.
More than one van doing chips would, I think, really
doing like chips and burgers and things like that.
Ease up the congestion on those food vans, and it'll make it easier for them as well.
Yeah. Right, what's your knot then?
Well, my knot kind of leads in from that lack of organisation and everything that we've just spoken about, because I think it might be one of the reasons why Port Harvest didn't really have much to do this event. So Hammerstadt had their skirmish to go off and deal with the rat people.
Yep, we did.
As far as I know, Port Harvest did not have a national
It didn't.
A national skirmish this event, which has been quite a consistent thing at every other event this year. And I don't really know what happened with it. I don't know if there was stuff written that never got around to. The only fights that we got involved with were the big fights. And the only skirmish that I went on was
that Friday night.
The Friday night skirmish, and then the Treasure Hunters stealth mission. And yeah, I'm. There's not much else I can say about it. I'm just confused. I did overhear one of the threads on sort of late Saturday saying to someone else that they've been waiting on something for Portavus all day. The only thing that we got gathered for ended up not being a Portavan thing, because our thread had told us that the Menhir was calling us. We thought we might be getting a new thread, but it turned out to be new threads for 2 of the other nations and not for us.
Yeah, in which case, what's the point in gathering?
Yeah, I think it was just a miscommunication. Our thread did seem quite disappointed afterwards.
Yeah. And I think that is just, it doesn't have to be a go out and fight type thing or anything like that.
No.
But just some NPCs into the world to go and talk.
Hammerstadt had some really interesting, really fun ghost NPCs on Friday night.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, we didn't have anything really come into Portavus aside from one person coming in stabbing people on Friday night.
Yeah.
So
that also happened on Friday night in Hammerstadt.
Yeah. But I don't know if this is something that's happened in other nations, and it's been felt in other nations, this event. But yeah, just a bit confusing, a little bit disheartening, and hopefully by the time MF1 rolls around next year, that won't be an issue.
There's a lot of time to spend plotting out things.
Yes.
Really working on the next, and I'm fairly sure our threads in Hammerstadt have already got a good plan of what's going on.
Well, that's good.
And I think that your threads, they've got the heads on their shoulders to get some mighty juicy stuff. Yeah,
we love our threads.
Hopefully, potentially with these could be national skirmishes the further onwards from the Boone stuff. But we'll wait and it's a wait and see, isn't it? Really,
it is.
It is disappointing, and Hammerstadt felt that a little bit last event.
Yes.
We didn't do much.
But at least last event you had that our thread's been kidnapped quest, which they couldn't really do in Portavus this time around because that was our national skirmish at the first event this year.
Yeah. So my forget-me-not, it's bringing people into the game.
Yes.
Yes. There are people at Menhir's Fate who have watched this podcast, and that has pushed them into going, yes, I'll give that a go. That looks fun.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. Genuinely, we can't thank you enough for that.
I think we had someone who I made friends with at the last event tell us this event that our podcast was one of the things that put Menhir's Fate on their radar and pushed them into looking into it a bit further, which is just wonderful to hear.
Yeah. And then we had, we've got, a few others that came to see us at Comic Con and said they've watched the podcast and they're coming to the next event, and then they did. But I brought my friend that I've known for many years to MF3. He was playing in Valdraith with his partner and his friends. They kind of brought a load of them together. He didn't vibe with Valdraith's brief.
No,
didn't feel like he fit in. It wasn't his cup of tea, and that's his choice and that's his fairness, and I also don't vibe with Valdraith's brief.
That's by the by.
Yeah. But it's so we chatted afterwards. We spoke, we said, hey, what can we do? He still wanted to come. He didn't want to give up. No one wants to just, hand in the towel. So we said, yeah, brilliant. Right, okay, let's rejig it. Let's move your character over to Hammerstadt, as if you've travelled a little bit and you're now living in Hammerstadt and you're now a Hammerstadt citizen. So he bought a hat, we changed up his brand new kit.
His kit looks awesome.
So good.
So good.
And he's kept the same character, but he's kind of rejigged it into something that's much more him.
Yeah, yeah.
And it fits Hammerstadt so well, and he fit back in so much more. And that is exactly the kind of thing that I love, is that, even when you're not having a good time, you reinvent, you change, and you give it the old, another good go. And he's fallen back into that, and I'm really happy for him.
It seemed like he had a great event this time around, and every time I saw him, he was having a great time.
Yep.
So
he was very excited to be investigating the terror assassins. And kind of going around.
I can imagine.
Really into it.
Yeah.
But then we also had, his friends are also going to come and join Hammerstadt, I think, next event, because again they kind of took a couple of events. They actually, I kind of agree with you. it's not having fun. It's not having as much fun as we wanted to have. So they're going to join Hammerstedt hopefully. So with the coterie, it might grow quite significantly.
It might grow from 1 to 4.
Exactly, and we're and because we're all healers. This could be a full healing coterie in Hammerstedt, which would be perfect, and we can continue that. Maintaining Hammerstedt's strong, will to live.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the fact that I think the reason that Hammerstedt hasn't fallen is because we have so many good healers.
Yeah.
And that just jump straight in, grab them, and then go and heal them. We've got that down. We just need to get fighting down.
Yeah. This is why Portavas and Hammerstedt need to link up. Because we're quite good at the fighty and also like the magic-y side of things.
Yes, please, Threads.
Please.
Write Hammerstedt Portavas plot.
Love you.
Thank you. What was your forget-me-not?
So my forget-me-not is a little bit of a cop-out, in the same way that yours was the last time we did one of these.
How dare you? I've never copped out.
But my forget-me-not is my nation, and more broadly, the community that has sprung up, in much the same way that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
My forget-me-not is the people that I've found myself surrounded with.
Yeah.
Mostly in my nation, because where Hammerstedt is a silly nation that takes,
how dare you?
Takes silly seriously.
Yes.
Portavas is a nation that takes itself seriously in a very silly way. And I massively vibe with that.
Yeah.
And every event I've met new people, and every event it's felt like more of an interconnected web. Like, we're a big nation, but it still feels community driven.
You're a huge nation compared to Hammerstedt.
We are huge compared to Hammerstedt, but even though we're all in different ships and different trading houses and different families, we're not cliquey, as far as I can tell. Like, we get on with each other, we rely on each other, we have friends. Like, we're not just friends, like, I'm not just friends with the Corsairs, I'm friends with people in the Crooked Spyglass, in the PMC, in Fortuna Tessenada, who run the tea house. Like, and it's such a lovely, I mean, you saw when we rounded out just how silly we get at the end of the event. But it was also really nice, like, that community growing further than just the bounds of my nation, because I got to know your friends in Hammerstedt a lot more this event, because we did so many things with them.
I mean, I got to explore Hammerstedt, some of the Hammerstedts that I didn't really talk to. I think because we had a few people that weren't there this event.
Yeah.
Hammerstedt was even lesser than it was normally. It wasn't at full strength. So, and everyone was kind of then just moving around talking. So I spent a lot of time working with the Coterie of Embers, who are just the loveliest people in the world. Yeah. And the general and the and the House of Games and just everyone. It was just really nice to have that community feeling.
Yeah, and that, I think, is my takeaway from Menhir's Fate, is the world is great. The flavour, like the high fantasy, high adventure flavour, is fantastic. I'm really enjoying sinking my teeth into it. I love the guilds, and I love the adventures, and I love the wide variety of different nations that we have and the different kit briefs that we have. There was like a sort of saying that I was saying a lot this weekend that was, a win for one is a win for the nation, a win for the nation is a win for the realm, a win for the realm is a win for Elandra. Because that's how it feels. Like, a win for Hammerstedt is a win for the Commonwealth. A win for Portavas is a win for the Commonwealth.
I'm going to be pushing for Commonwealth Day next year to be much more focused on everyone being together.
Because it was fun the last time we did the Commonwealth Day.
I think it could be more.
It could be more. It did just kind of turn into
a breakable.
But I think we could commandeer, if we're back at Western Park next year, we could commandeer the central area in the same way that the Sanctuaries did with their Festival of Remembrance during the day on Saturday. But yeah, as you were saying, like, there were friends that we have in this field that were strangers a few months ago, and I'm not someone who finds it particularly easy to socialise or network or make new friends really at all. But LARP is such a good way to do that.
Yeah.
Because everyone is sort of meeting you at the same level of, we're doing a silly hobby in a field.
Yeah. LARP is stupid.
It is stupid. It's also a really nice example of positive bleed.
Yes.
Because my character is good friends with someone. It kind of speeds that process along. It breaks down those barriers faster.
Yeah. Yeah, like I am sad that I'm not going to see Hendrik and Vim.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to, sit at the Peacock's fire pit and just chat.
Yeah. I'm going to be sad I'm not going to go to the rum locker for like half a year.
And that, for me, that's the best moments of LARP. It's not fighting. Fighting's 5% of what you do at LARP. No matter what people say, it's 5%. It's sitting down, chatting to people, being human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because, a big part of it is because phones don't exist.
Yep.
So when you sit down with someone to have a conversation with them, you're actually socialising, not sitting there both looking at your phones and showing each other memes. Yeah. Not to be all, old lady, communication and technology is bad.
But it's true, it's much more open, and thank you to Nick and to Johnny, Kitty, the Hat Films guys for getting this thing going.
Yeah.
Because and everyone who's put in the work, the skirmish captain, crew, every single person who has put one moment and everyone on the field.
Yeah.
You're lovely people.
Long may it continue.
Word. Well, I think that is MF4.
I think that's our recap.
Up.
Yeah.
Weird.
Thank
you very much for watching. Can you please give us a like, subscribe, and leave us a comment?
Leave us a comment. Tell us your hot snots and forget-me-nots.
Yep.
Tell us about your event. We'd love to hear it.
Yep. Tell us if any, if there are any fun stories you had, anything, just reach out to us. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for supporting us in the field. If you came up and spoke to us, we have plans to continue things, and we will absolutely be back the day after MF1. Next year, wherever it may be. Hopefully Western Park. I'd like it to be Western Park.
I'd love
again.
it for it to be Western Park.
But if it isn't, then wherever it is, we're going to be there.
We will be there.
Because we love the game, we love the people. Love my charter, love my city.
Simple as.
Simple as.
Boats, 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 boats.
Do you want to say goodbye?
Sure.
Yep.
Goodbye. So yes, thank you so much for watching. We've really appreciated all your support over the last few months with our recap videos and our plot video and just being lovely people. Everyone who's come up and said hi in the field, everyone who's alluded to watching our moving pictures.
Yep.
It all is really lovely.
See you in the next one.
I've been the Songbird.
And I've been the Sweet Smith.
Bye.
Bye.
You're still here? LARP season's over, guys. It's long dark. There's not going to be enough, many recap videos for a long time. I guess if you're that desperate for more podcast videos, we can maybe do some stuff. We've got friends, and I guess we do have enough plans that we could do a whole episode on plans and stuff. Yeah? Okay. Sure. We'll see you soon.